Hey guys, it's Rich from Here's Your Breakdown. Today I'm here to talk to you about vinyls. So I started buying vinyls when I was about 15 or 16. I've got quite a collection now and kind of like a little red carry case for them. I'm going to pick out some of my favourites, show you guys what they look like. So the first vinyl I'd like to talk about is the single for When Your Heart Stops Beating plus 44. This was one of the first vinyls that I really bought that was kind of like a new one. I got it from like HMV when it used to be in Oxford Street, and had that music store in the basement. Um, it just grabbed my eye straight away because it's a picture disc. So you've got like, Travis and Mark and the other guys there, and then you've got the plus 44 emblem on the back. I really like this vinyl. It's got the single on the first side, and on the flip side it's got the remix, which is like an electronic remix. If you guys haven't heard it, check it out, it's pretty cool. I really love this vinyl, but it skips a little bit because it's a little bit older and because I didn't store it properly for years. So although it's great, it doesn't really work as well as I'd like it to. But yeah, looks freaking awesome anyway. Cool, the next vinyl I'd like to talk about is Fall Out Boy's Pax.AM Days. This was released after Save Rock and Roll and before the new album. It's kind of a weird one for them. It kind of has a sort of like 80s punk rock sound, I guess, which is kind of strange after something as commercial as, say, rock and roll. I like it just because it's quite quirky. I got it as part of Record Store Day as well, which is kind of a cool event where loads of record stores have kind of like one-off limited edition vinyls and stuff. So these were limited to like a couple of thousand copies, I think. It's on Spotify now, but the vinyls, the physical ones, are kind of limited. Pull it out for you. These ones are just kind of black vinyls, they're not coloured or anything, but they do have the band's picture. So here's like Joe's picture on this side, and you've got like Patrick on this side. So they've all got their photos on each side of that, so that's kind of cool. Pop this back in the sleeve. The artwork I think is really cool too. So you've got that kind of like, I think his name is McEnroe, a famous tennis player who was like, "You cannot be serious." You've got him on the front for some odd reason. I don't really know the connection to that. And then on the back, you've got a picture of the band recording with Ryan Adams. But that's like Pax.AM is his studio, so that's kind of why. And then the inside, I really, really like this photo. I'm guessing it was like shot on film. It's pretty grainy. And it kind of goes with the whole kind of aesthetic, I guess, of the recording, because it was recorded to tape, so you've got that kind of like visual and sort of audio hiss, I suppose, which kind of goes along with that whole like sort of lo-fi thing. Yeah, and there's some really cool songs on here. I really like American Made. If you guys haven't heard that one, that's a really cool one. But yeah, some really, really good songs. I mean, Love, Sex, Death is kind of like the single, I suppose. Not that they really release this as like an album or singles, but that one is kind of worth checking out as well. And super quick, this is Ryan Adams, the guy who produced the Fall Out Boy one. This is his own album, and it's weird, this is the first one that he actually produced by himself. So he's been doing his own music for like a really, really long time. Then he opened his own studio, and then he produced this himself. Standout tracks on this one, I really, really like Kim, that's a sick song. And My Wrecking Ball, which I know everyone's like, oh, Wrecking Ball, but actually it's way, way better than Miley Cyrus's, no surprise. But yeah, this album again, it's kind of all recorded to tape, so you got that hiss on there. And a really nice shot on the sleeve of the outside of the studio with that kind of like red fluorescent sign. Another guy that I'm quite into is Butch Walker. You guys might not know much of his music, but you definitely would have heard stuff that he's produced on. So his own stuff is very kind of like, sort of like country rock, but the stuff he produces on is very like pop and chart. So he does like Avril Lavigne, he's done Pink, Fall Out Boy as well. He worked on some of their tracks for like Save Rock and Roll. So he has done a lot of production stuff. His own stuff isn't quite as big, but it's awesome. This EP, it's only an EP, but it's a big vinyl. This EP is really, really good. Standout tracks. Ooh, to be honest, I like the whole thing. Peachtree Battle is really nice. It's like an acoustic-y song. It's kind of a little bit sad, but like really, really nice. He's got this real kind of honesty when he writes songs. He's great, and he's an amazing performer too. If you guys get a chance to see him live, he's incredible. I couldn't really do a video about vinyls without mentioning this one. When I first met Aaron and Kid, and we were first kind of jamming together, I told Aaron that I liked vinyls, and I told him that I just bought this vinyl, and I accidentally went on about it a lot. There's two reasons why I went on about this so much. I do like the Killers quite a bit. I used to really like their stuff. But one of the things was this. So I've got quite a lot of colour vinyls, but I didn't have any red ones, and I thought that was pretty sick. And I didn't know it was red until I opened it, so it was kind of like a nice surprise. The second thing was the thing that I kept going on and on about, and he keeps telling me about it. This photo that's on the inside, so like the album cover is on one side of it. It's huge, but I don't know if you can really see it. The Killers, and it's the car with the horse, and that's like the album kind of cover as well. But then on the other side of that, they've got like this really great band photo. I'm just gonna move the camera back a bit, and I really love it because the band are from Las Vegas, and this photo of them, I don't know if you're really going to be able to see it, but it's really like grainy, but the way that it was taken, it's sort of like dusky, like Las Vegas. They've got all the lights in the background. It's just a really nice photo, and because it's so grainy, it just has a really kind of like nice quality about it. And the reason I kept going on about it was that I wanted to do something similar for us as well. So I kept showing him it, and I kept talking about it. And in the end, he was like, "You're going on about this way too much." And there's Ronnie Benucci there, freaking awesome drummer. So yeah, I had to mention that in this video. Cool. The next vinyl I want to talk about is this one. So this is a Nirvana vinyl, obviously from Picture of Kurt. This is something called The Ghost of Seattle, and it's basically an EP that has their kind of like live TV performances on it. It says it's a limited edition of 500 copies. And when I bought it, I kind of had my doubts because it looks like someone photocopied this. You know, this just looks like someone printed it. And it was £6. But then, when I opened it up, I saw this. And this kind of makes me think maybe it is a bit more limited than I first thought. It's got like live performances from TV shows. So like Jonathan Ross is on there. And they've got... I think it Smells Like Teen Spirit was an MTV thing. And then they have Serve the Servants and Dumb, which was like on some Italian TV thing. Cool. And Nirvana, Bleach. Again, another vinyl that I picked up in that place in Camden. And again, sort of surprised me when I opened it. It's the green edition, but it's marble green. It's really nice. Again, cool album. I like the kind of Seattle skyline thingy that they used for that. I thought that was really neat. Kind of reminds me a bit of like Frasier, which I really like. So I like this album a lot. It's a really cool one. Okay, I had to show you this one. So this is Ocean Avenue by Yellowcard. This is like one of Aaron's favourite albums, but it's performed acoustic, and this was about 10 years. I think it was 10 years after. And when I bought it, I thought it was going to be like, you know, just an acoustic guitar type thing. It's a full band acoustic thing, so there's drums in it. It kind of feels like, you know, fairly similar to the album, but I mean, the tone of it is completely different, but the instrumentation and stuff is still very full, which is cool. I really like the cover. I think it's a really cool picture, and the back as well is really sweet. Actually, it kind of reminds me of like some other vinyl covers and stuff that I've got, you know, like the palm trees and things like that. Yeah, really cool EP. I got this in Dublin when I was there. I also got this one while I was in Dublin too, which is Yellowcard, the Underdog EP. So this was like quite an early one. Again, like Aaron really likes this too. So these ones are like his vinyls, I guess, in my collection. Cool. And just one final one that I want to show you guys. This is one of the newer ones that I've got. This is All Time Low's new album, Future Hearts, and this I just think is really cool. I mean, I really like the way that the colours kind of like, it's half and half, which I think is really cool. I like the way that they've done the logo on this one is kind of like white in the back with the symbol, and then the reverse kind of that, like negative I guess of that on the back. The album artwork is like extremely stylized. They've obviously like picked these colours like pretty heavily, like the whole blue, white and black thing, which is quite cool. It's like a good, I guess a good sort of use of colour palettes, and they changed the logo a bit for the album. Like, it's not just the scribbly all time low thing. Like, if I show you the font they've used, it's like a lot cleaner, and then they've got this kind of emblem. It's pretty cool, but they've kind of linked it, because if you see like the birds flying off here, that's kind of like what they had for one of their first EPs, was that kind of like birds flying out of stuff thing. So they've kind of like gone in a new direction art-wise, but they've still linked it back to their old stuff, so fans can still feel like it's familiar. Standout tracks from this album, I like Cinderblock Garden. I kind of prefer the acoustic version that you get when you use the download code. So like this one came with one of these little bad boys, so you can download like an MP3 version, and with that came down a few like additional tracks. There was an acoustic version of Cinderblock Garden that I really liked. Tidal Waves with Mark Hoppus was a sick song. Mark's bit was so good. Pretty colour. And Bail Me Out was kind of one that surprised me. It was a bit of a grower. It's got Joel Madden from Good Charlotte singing on it, and it kind of reminds me a lot of them in some ways, but it actually grew on me, and I kind of like it now. Cool guys, well thank you for indulging me and allowing me to show you some of my vinyls. I've got a lot more that I didn't get to show, but I didn't want it to be like an hour long video. If you liked the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for kind of more stuff about us. We'll be posting some more music real soon, so keep it locked. Thanks guys, take care.